Read a lecture that was given, I believe, on September 9th, 2016. It was by Srila Bhaktivigyan Bharati Maharaj, who was disciple of Srila Bhaktidayata Madhav Maharaj, who was disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta. And this was on Radhastami. So I sent that to you all by text.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to skip around because it's long, and I'm going to go to the most relevant sections.
You know, I remember, I'm sorry to
That's all right,
interrupt
please.
you, but I think it must have been a year or two ago, you at a kirtan here, you had like a whole thing printed out about
Oh yes, we were reading the Sri Radhikashtakam, I think.
I don't know, but that was really nice. I think I still have it at home, but I remember you handed out, you printed up papers for about.
At some point, there's another bhajan that I want to read to all of you, sing to all. I mean, and
do
then
you think it was a bhajan?
yeah,
Okay.
and then we can. I'm gonna text that to all of you,
Okay.
and then you can follow along.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
but it's really nice. So, let me see. So today is Radhastami, the appearance tithi of Srimati Radhika, being the eternal Shakti, consort of Sri Krishna. The scriptures have stated that she is non-different or inseparable from Krishna. So we're going to I'm just going to, there are certain key things that I would like to touch upon. Pardon me. Oh, I lost it back. If anyone has been to Varshan to celebrate Radhastami, Varshana is where she appeared. That's where she is from. They would know that her Abhishek is performed during Mangalarti, preceded by night-long kirtans and bhajans. At other places, her Abhishek is performed at around 8 a.m., and still at some other places, her appearance time is considered as noon, and her Abhishek is performed then. So, what is the mystery behind this? When it comes to Krishna Janmashtami, everyone unanimously knows and celebrates it at midnight. There is no other consideration than this. However, when it comes to celebrating the appearance of Radharani, there is a difference of opinion. Kirtida Devi cited the baby girl, and that's Kirtida Devi is her mother. Cited the baby girl in the early morning, and thus that time is considered by some as her birth time. She took Radharani home and showed her to Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and the news spread fast across Raval that a beautiful baby girl had been born to Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Devi. This caused a lot of commotion as everyone came to see this beautiful newborn girl, Vrishabhanu Nandini. The time when everyone got to know of her birth is considered by some as her appearance time. Radharani, however, had not opened her eyes yet. For this reason, everyone was morose, and the samskars traditionally performed at birth, like the father of the newborn, along with all the elderly family members giving birth to the brahmanas, and giving charity to the brahmanas. I'm very sorry about that. Had not been done. At noon, when Krishna arrived with Mother Yashoda and touched Radharani, she opened her eyes, and at that very moment, there was a celebration of happiness, Ananda Mahotsav. This is another consideration of her birth time, which is acceptable by our Guru Varg. hence we celebrate the appearance of Radharani at noon by performing her Abhishek at that time. We may have heard the real Praman. We may have heard many things about the birth and pastimes of Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani. All of these tattvas are full of deep mysteries, and this is why Bhagavad Tattva is not comprehensible for some who are netrahina, blinded or bereft of perfect transcendental vision. Neither are they comprehensible to those who hear from such blinded personalities. Let me see, I'm just trying to get to more...
The part part didn't cover was her father found her floating on a lotus.
Right.
Her mother, Kirtida, didn't birth her
Right, so she literally just appeared.
Okay, so
right?
I think we have to go back to...
So there's nothing about her biological or birth mother is, or was she not?
She doesn't take birth and she's not biological, so.
Yeah.
She has two origin stories, like the one in the heavens and the one on the earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
she's not.
I skipped that, and maybe perhaps I should not have skipped that. But basically, as we know, Krishna was born as well. He came to the planet first. He appeared as Lord Narayan in the jail with Vasudeva and Devaki, and then after that, he became a baby and Devaki Nandana, and then they brought him, I guess, to the Yamuna River. And then he merged into Yashoda Nandana Krishna, who was the son of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj.
But they leave a female baby behind.
Okay, yeah, the female baby. There's also let me see.
They leave a female baby.
She gave birth to a female.
Yeah, she gives birth to the female, and it's not Subhadra, it's another sister of Krishna's.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know what happened to her.
She came back, Kamsa tried to kill her because he tried to kill all the babies.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's mostly spared the females, but for whatever reason, he was paranoid and tried to kill her. And he picked her up by the ankle and was about to bash her head on the rock.
And then she turns into Narayan.
She became Maya.
Mm.
She showed her Durga form.
Oh.
True. Yeah.
So
there is a different sort of origin Leela of Srimati Radharani, and I can read that. In connection to Radharani's birth, people often asked, it is mentioned in some places that Radharani is the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Devi, but in Radha Sahasranam, that's the 1,000 names of Srimati Radharani, she is addressed as Kalavati Kanya, the daughter of Kalavati. Are Kirtida and Kalavati one and the same individual, or are they two different individuals? Various scriptures have disparate opinions in that matter. How can one reconcile this? What is the significance behind such statements? We shall try to understand this by studying the name, the history behind it. Himalaya, the mountain, and his wife had a beautiful daughter named Parvati, who was married to Lord Shiva. In one kalpa, Himalaya's sister-in-law, Kalavati, the wife of Vindhyachala, the mountain, desired to have a daughter as beautiful as Parvati. Vindhyachala also harbored a similar desire. If I had a daughter like Parvati, I would marry her to some transcendental personality like Lord Shiva, who is so auspicious and pure. With this desire in mind, both husband and wife performed many austerities, and as a result, Radharani was born to them. In that kalpa, Putana reached Vindhyachala in her search for newborns. Seeing Radharani, Putana lifted her onto her beak and flew away. However, by the will of Bhagavan, on reaching Raval near Gokul, Radharani slipped through her grip and fell onto a lotus in the Yamuna. That morning, when Kirtida Devi had gone for her daily bath in the Yamuna, she spotted Radharani on that lotus. Feeling compassion, Kirtida took that baby girl home and related all that had transpired to Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and in this way they kept Radharani as their daughter. Unfortunately, there was one cause of sorrow. Even though the baby girl had incomparable beauty, her eyes were shut. This made everyone despondent. Hearing that a daughter had been born to Kirtida, Yashoda, along with baby Krishna, went to greet the blessed parents. However, when she arrived, she felt distressed on discovering that the eyes of this beautiful newborn girl were shut. She wondered, what a pity that such a beautiful girl cannot open her eyes. In the meantime, baby Krishna crawled out of Yashoda's lap and went and touched Radharani, who was close by. As soon as Krishna touched her, she opened her eyes, and everyone was overjoyed. The inner meaning behind this pastime is that Radharani would not open her eyes unless she first took darshan of Krishna. In this pastime, she is teaching that only Krishna is the real object of our vision. In other words, if there was anyone worthy of being seen by our eyes, that is Svayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Hence, the two opinions of Radharani being addressed as Kalavati Kanya and Vrishabhanu Nandini are reconciled. Both these opinions can coexist. That is why this is called Divya Leela, a transcendental pastime. Our acharyas explain a deeper meaning. Just as Krishna's birth is mysterious, Vasudeva Krishna appeared in Mathura in front of Devaki and Vasudeva. Then, on being carried to Gokul, he merged into Brajendra Nandan Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. In this same way, the daughter of Kalavati was brought to Braj, and she merged into the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Devi. These are transcendental pastimes, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, which are not easily understood. We are the worshippers of Brajendra Nandan Krishna and Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radhika. We are not the worshippers of Vasudeva Krishna, and in the same way, we are not the worshippers of Kalavati Kanya. Therefore, even though some people say that Srimati Radhika is this daughter of Kalavati, their words, although true to some extent, are not the complete truth, which is that she is the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Devi. There's a little bit more I wanted
That was a
Wait,
lot.
I have a question.
Please, yes.
I'm really confused because Krishna was born before Radha, and Putana came to Krishna when he was really little. So Krishna killed Putana.
Right.
Didn't he kill Putana before?
I think he was still 1 year old. Well, let's see, 1 year old, right?
I guess, are they talking about the transcendental realm parallel with this earth realm?
Let me find out.
It's kind of out of linear time.
Let me see.
I don't know.
Yeah, because he killed Putana, but then she came and stole Radha. So, where's the?
Yeah.
Why did he kill
Where's the
Putana?
time? She was a demon sent by Kamsa to kill him. So she was this big ugly witch, and she disguised herself as the goddess of fortune, and
So
she
she
walked
was
into the
breastfeeding.
palace to feed
Breastfeeding.
Krishna.
Oh yeah, okay.
And and she
And he sucked the
he
life.
sucked
But
the
he
life out
took,
of her.
but because she fed him, wasn't he like?
He liberated her, yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
she turned back into like this big mountain of a witch
Yeah.
and was dead. But this is saying that she saw Radha and captured Radha because she was into the newborn babies.
Yeah.
That's how they get their life.
That's so interesting, right?
And what was that you were reading from?
This is a lecture by Srila Bhakti
Oh,
Vigyan
yeah,
Bharati Maharaj. He is he's considered a very elevated acharya within, I guess, what ISKCON would refer to as Gaudiya Math, which is basically the lineage of Bhakti Siddhanta that's outside of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
It's outside of Prabhupada's lineage?
Well, no, I mean in the sense that,
Gaudiya Math is what he is, isn't he?
I mean, what I meant to say is that they're not disciples of Prabhupada. They're not they're not, like Prabhupada has disciples, and like he has that tree of, but these were the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta,
And
so
they
they're like
had
cousins.
Their
Oh,
own missions,
okay.
like Prabhupada made ISKCON, they made their own
Okay.
organization.
Like first cousins.
Yeah, first
Right.
cousins, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I
So
remember,
wait, are we the Gaudiya, are Prabhupada's followers the Gaudiya moth?
no, they don't refer, they call that ISKCON, and then ISKCON calls everybody outside of ISKCON Gaudiya Math, but really it's all Gaudiya Math.
Okay.
It's
too much.
It really is too much.
We're all followers of Lord Chaitanya.
Very, very,
Right.
very
They
true.
wanna
Very true.
distinguish, you know, they want to distinguish. It got confusing because Prabhupada also at some point told disciples not to talk to those acharyas. And he apologized before he left this world and said, you should talk to him.
Wow.
But, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. You know what I heard when you were talking about Putana?
Mm.
That she was Bali Maharaj's daughter, and before she became Putana. And how did she get that? Because when she first saw Vamandev enter, she became overwhelmed with feelings of how cute and adorable he was, and she had an internal desire to become his mother.
Mm.
And then when she saw him kill her father, she wanted him dead.
Wow.
So that's the combined desires.
Wow.
Yeah. So she got to become his mother and kill, not really kill him, but try to kill him.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm gonna
Don't worry
try
about
to.
it. Don't worry about it. It's a transcendental pastime.
Mm.
We're not supposed to know
I-
everything.
Yeah.
I honestly, I resorted to asking ChatGPT
I'm shocked.
about the continuity issue with Putana. I'm trying to make
And what
sense
did the
out
great
of this.
sage ChatGPT
Is it's still scrolling. It's still talking to me. Let's see. Okay.
Do you ever use ChatGPT?
I'm afraid to go there. Only when I'm with him and I go, can you look at
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-mm. I use
Do you?
I used it for something interesting yesterday, and I felt like it really helped me.
Yeah.
It's a little weird because I used to think it was bad to be personal with it, but I was just like a spiritual teacher of mine outside of the Vaishnava tradition. She was an indigenous lady. She passed away last week, and I just wanted to sort my head out and like write her a eulogy for my own sake to honor her soul. Like I don't think I'm gonna go to her funeral or anything 'cause it's really far away. So I just started to like telling ChatGPT like everything I remembered about her. And it was like reciprocating with me like it was a person, like that's really nice to hear about her. That's like, and then it like compiled it all,
Wow.
like and gave me like an outline. And it detected themes in my experiences with this woman.
Wow.
It's really kind of creepy but
It
wonderful.
is.
It is. Yeah.
I have to say, we were having a conversation a couple of weeks ago, and my daughter was telling me something that she was going through, and she's like, so I talked to ChatGPT, and I was like, really? You know, you're using ChatGPT as like emotional support?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
And,
Yeah.
and then I find out like a lot of people
My
do.
daughter too.
It's
Oh,
so
she's-
accurate with
yeah.
everything.
You know what she's doing?
But that is scary.
Learning how to do tarot reading. So she has her cards, and then
What a great
and now she's
idea.
learning how to do tarot cards
Who?
through chat. My daughter,
Oh.
and she's getting really good
Wow.
at it.
I've actually done that before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's really getting good at it because it gives like
It's
It does give
amazing.
insight on
Very
The
good.
what
dark
the.
side though is it instructed a teenager about how to kill himself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
So there's definitely a dark
Well,
side.
I
it's
just
like
heard that
so what
recently.
it's like with anything else, whatever you're seeking is what you're
It
gonna
just
get.
validates whatever you. It
Right.
Hmm.
So
There was actually a South Park episode about it just last week.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
South Park's still going,
Yes.
Yeah.
Where basically all the main characters, including the devil himself, are asking ChatGPT for help.
It's
Yeah.
sort of like this married couple, like the guy's in bed talking to ChatGPT, and the wife's like, "What are you doing?" Like she's like, "What?" She learned how how to imitate ChatGPT to get her husband to listen to her. Like,
Yeah.
sympathetic or whatever.
Yeah,
that word
just
is.
with that same way
Tone
of
of
speaking,
voice.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh my God.
That's hysterical.
It is funny.
It's funny because I say to Ricky all the time because I feel like he's always on his phone, and I said, you know what? Let's just talk through text messaging because that seems to be what
Even when you're in the
how to
same
get
house.
yeah. And
It's like writing
but
a letter.
it's like crazy that
Yeah.
that people are so attentive to their phone or to the internet or whatever it is
But you know
that
what?
they can't really.
I like it.
I mean,
for
I don't
things
want to do
like,
that, but
I
Well, they
like.
first called it the
I'll
law.
have a memory of like,
Yeah.
or a quote
that.
or something like, who said that? And then you could just put in you could just type in and be like, where in the yoga philosophy can I find this parable? And right away, Gita
Yeah.
chapter 2.4. I'm like, oh, that's where I heard it. Or how can I relate this back to yogic philosophy? And then there you go, and you can.
Yeah.
It's almost like my memory, and now she knows me, so she knows if I'm going to ask a question, it's going towards yoga in some way.
do you have a deluxe package?
No. I'm
Because
gonna
I
get
don't
the
feel like
deluxe.
my ChatGPT knows me. I don't
Gosh.
use
You got to
it much,
ask it
but-
a lot of
You gotta
Yeah.
tell it about yourself.
Yeah, and you got to
Mm.
talk. You got to have a relationship.
Do you talk or do you type?
No, but what I'm putting in, what I'm asking.
So it's like Facebook
her,
sending you.
she's got-
Yeah, it's like she's not going to
things.
be asking questions about football
Right.
and
Yeah.
golf. And,
So every time she relates something back to me, she kind of knows what I'm looking for and what I like or what my
Yeah.
interests are, which is so amazing. 'Cause
It knows now that I don't eat garlic and onions when I ask it about recipes. It's really good at that.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch
Wow.
of stuff in your fridge you have to use up, but you
Yeah.
don't know what to do with it, you just
Mhm.
tell it what's in your fridge and it tells
that
you
once.
recipes.
Yep,
And they're good recipes.
and they're great
insane.
recipes. I did that too. Someone
Wow.
asked me about that.
GPT.
What can I eat? I have bum 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 bum. How can I make a meal?
Wow.
And there you go.
Even on
and it's good.
Baladev Purnima, it knew the traditional things that Baladev likes to accept.
Wow.
It's really smart.
It is.
I mean, it's scary. You have to
I know.
filter it
But I-
still.
Yeah.
I think just like everything else, it's a tool. We just have to know how
Yeah.
to use
How
it
to use
exactly.
it, yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
for example, when I just asked about that thing with Putana, I wasn't entirely satisfied with. But
Yeah.
basically, that came from the Garga Samhita, the story, the Leela about Putana taking Radharani as a baby.
Oh.
And who wrote the Garga Samrita?
That's Garga Muni was the astrologer to Nanda Baba. He lived in the house with them, so I mean that's how he's presented.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. At some point, there was one more part of that lecture I wanted to share. Now, I didn't want to do the whole thing because it is pretty
What
lengthy.
about the Rasa Leela?
Rasa Leela. What about
Yeah,
the?
but I lost the weight.
Oh, you
I
mean?
vote for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I vote for that too.
Okay. 1 sec. Let me just see.
Significant.
Yeah.
I think that's the one with the heading, the supremacy of Srimati Radhika over the other gopis. I think that's the one. Once Srimati Radhika disappeared during Rasa Leela. Some say she left out of envy because Krishna was dancing with hundreds of thousands of gopis, and in this way equating her with all the other gopis. But our acharyas reject this argument. The main reason for her leaving the Rasa Leela was not out of envy toward the other gopis. Instead, it was because of her humility. She felt that because of her inability to satisfy Krishna completely, he was in need of taking service from others. While feeling this in her heart, with this mood, she left the Rasa Leela. Afterwards, to establish the supreme glory of Srimati Radhika, Krishna left Satakoti 1 billion gopis for her. It was not that the other gopis were not qualified. The Vraja gopis are indeed very glorious, more than even the Mahishis of Dwarka, the queens. And those queens themselves are not ordinary either. Rukmini, Krishna's foremost queen, had taken a vow. Krishna, if you don't accept me, then I will take birth again and again and perform many austerities until you accept me. I will not accept anyone else. This is her glory. She doesn't want to accept any mortal person of this world as her husband. She was ready to die for Krishna for so many births. Her Sharanagati, surrender, and love compelled Krishna to go and rescue her and accept her as his wife. I think we spoke about Rukmini. There was the letter that she sent to Krishna. She had never met him before, but she fell in love with him before she even saw him. And that's the one where she said, take yeah, Rakshasa style. You remember that? Yeah.
Don't spare it.
Yeah.
It's
So
all of our favorites, honey.
It's so crazy though, because it's like pretty much, you can relate to that in some way, as a female, yeah. And it's so ancient,
Right. Well, it's timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Mm-hmm. I just want to finish. However, it had been proven by one pastime that the glories of Rukmini and other queens are lesser than the glories of the Vraja Gopis. How? Once Krishna manifested a pastime of having a headache, which could only be relieved by his devotees' foot dust. All the queens of Dwarka failed because they were unable to give their foot dust as a medicine for Krishna's headache, being afraid, oh, he is the Lord, he is our husband. How can we give our foot dust to him? We will go to hell. But the Vraja Gopis were not afraid at all, and instead readily gave their foot dust. They said, we can go to hell for hundreds and thousands of births. It does not matter that we may have to stay in hell forever, but we cannot tolerate to even hear that Krishna has a headache. In this way, the Vraja Gopis were most glorious, but again, among all the gopis, Ashtasaki Shiromani Shrimati Radhika is superior to them all. As soon as she left the Rasalila, Krishna followed her. Shrimati Radhika is like the thread in a flower garland. As soon as the thread is broken anywhere, the garland falls apart, scattering the flowers here and there. So in the same way, as soon as Shrimati Radhika left, Krishna started following her, and the Rasalila stopped. At one place, Krishna manifested his four-armed form, and then the superiority of Shrimati Radhika over the other gopis was established even more. How? The gopis were walking ahead of Shrimati Radhika and saw Krishna in his four-armed form and prayed, "Oh, Narayan, please bless us and give us the association of Krishna." They offered other prayers and then went ahead. But as soon as Shrimati Radhika approached, Krishna was unable to hold his four-armed form. Immediately, two arms entered his body. Shrimati Radhika and the gopis behind her saw Krishna in his two-handed form. In this way, while demonstrating Shrimati Radhika's superiority over the other gopis, this pastime also shows that those who are following Shrimati Radhika are really able to attain the mercy of Krishna in full. They can get Vrajendra Nandan Krishna's mercy, darshan, seva in full. Nobody else does. Those gopis who were ahead of Shrimati Radhika were unable to receive Krishna's complete mercy, whereas those who were following behind Shrimati Radhika were able to get Krishna's mercy in full. There's actually, what that actually reminds me of, there's a bhajan by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is actually the father of Bhaktisiddhanta. Bhaktisiddhanta is the guru of Srila Prabhupada. And
what's his dad's name?
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And there's a bhajan. It's not really sang that often in ISKCON. I don't think it's ever been sang in ISKCON. Well, probably very rarely, but basically it's called Vrishabhanu Sutta. And so Bhaktivinoda Thakur had full realization that he was actually Kamala Manjari, who was the maidservant of Shrimati Radhika.
Say that again?
That Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Kamala Manjari, who was the maidservant of Srimati Radhika. So in this bhajan, he's actually, there's 4 verses. And he says, the 4th verse says, I am forever partial and prone to favoring the party of Srimati Radhika. I will never even look upon those persons who have abandoned her entourage, whoever they may be, and regardless of who they of what they preach. So, like in the spiritual world, there are different parties of gopis. Like you know about Chandravali, who is kind of different, kind of contrary to Srimati Radhika. So there is even if sense of politics, but they're transcendental politics in the spiritual world. So those who did follow Radharani, who got Krishna's darshan when he was in Narayan's form, they were actually those who were loyal to Srimati Radhika, and that's basically.
There are temples that are just for Radharani, right?
Seva Kunj, there's a deity exclusively of Srimati Radharani in Seva Kunj.
Where's Seva Kunj in Vrindavan?
It's in Vrindavan. Actually, my Guru Maharaj's temple is right across the street from Seva Kunj. A lot of monkeys there. I mean, if you do go there, you have to be a little careful of the monkeys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Generally, though, they say you can't have one without the other.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
like
The altar.
right.
They miss each other too much.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
Is that like ISKCON also? Because like
No.
Maryland's guru's ashram, it's the 2 together always.
Yeah, I think they're always together. I've never seen Radharani alone.
Mm.
But you see
But
Krishna.
you see
alone.
Krishna alone.
No.
Do you remember that in
No.
No,
Seva
not the
Kunj?
altar.
No, I
Oh.
never see Krishna
Okay.
alone.
I could be.
Gopal, but
Where
I
have
don't
you
have-
seen Krishna alone?
I haven't.
Nowhere. He's
Let me
always
see.
with Radha.
You mean
They're
In-
always like
on an
that.
altar.
on an altar.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
But
me
even
just-
this, like, it's rare to have
Udupi
one
Krishna
without the
doesn't
other.
have Radha with him.
Who?
The
In-
one in Udupi.
Udupi is in
That's a little
Karnataka,
That's a little different than our tradition, though.
West Coast.
Madhvacharya. Yeah,
Yeah.
different lineage.
So this lineage, they're always together.
Always.
Because
on the
they
altar.
can't stand being away from each other,
Mm.
even though there is separation. But that's part of the love, to feel that separation, to have that longing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he was talking this morning about how, Krishna lived in Vrindavan, he lived in Dwarka, but when he leaves each place, the mood is very different. When he leaves Vrindavan, everyone pretty much, they have nervous breakdowns. Like he's on the chariot ready to leave with his cousin, and the gopis are like falling in front of the chariot, begging him not to leave, and his mother's crying. Everyone's crying. And that's the mood, like the longing to have the association of Krishna all the time. And it's felt most with the residents of Vrindavan and with those gopis, as opposed to when he's in Dwarka with Rukmini and the other queen. It's a different mood.
Mm.
The mood of Vrindavan really embraces the love that Radha and Krishna.
Mm.
It's such like the infinity sign.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's like, they can't live without each other. But he teases her so much.
Yeah.
He does.
I-
He's such a tease. He makes her wait.
True. I'm sorry.
He's that bad boy.
Yeah, he is.
We can
He
all relate
is.
to that.
Yeah.
So I did some fact checking because I wasn't sure, but actually, yes, that is in Seva Kunj temple. There is a deity of Srimati Radharani alone, and it's symbolizing her mood of deep love and separation, Viraha Bhav. So I guess that's her after Krishna leaves Vrindavan. Yeah.
I was also hearing somebody who grew up in the village where Krishna was born, and it's right next to the village where Radharani was born, and that there's like this little, it's a fun, healthy competition, like, well, she was born here and he
Yeah.
was born there, and so I was just wondering if, like, in those villages where maybe she was born, if maybe that's who they strictly
Yeah,
Yeah, they strictly worship her.
pretty much. I mean, not alone, but
Right.
that's their favorite.
Yeah.
Pretty
Mm.
much.
And they will say, like, we'll say Hare Krishna, they'll
Oh,
be
Jai
like,
Radhe, yeah,
Right.
all
Yeah.
through Vrindavan.
Yeah, they don't say Hari Krishna. Even the rickshaw wallahs, when they want you to get on the rickshaw, Radhe, Radhe.
Yeah,
It's only her name there.
okay, and why is that?
because she's the queen of Vrindavan.
Okay.
Speaking of which, there's a verse of the Madhya Lila I'd like to share with all of you.
Because Krishna loves her the best.
Exactly.
That's all there is to it. He just
Mhm.
loves her the best.
That's right. I'll have it for you in just a moment.
Out of all the how many wives?
Out of everybody,
Okay.
How many wives does Krishna?
108,000.
108,000.
Okay. So Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 13, verse 150. Sri Krishna continued, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan Dham, my father, my mother, father, cowherd boyfriends, and everyone else are like my life and soul. And among the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis are my very life and soul. And among the gopis, you, Srimati Radharani, are the chief. Therefore, you are the very life of my life. And the purport by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is, Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan's activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant Radhe Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan and that Krishna is simply her decoration. Krishna is known as Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, but Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of Cupid. But Srimati Radharani is the enchanter of Krishna. I apologize for that one. Consequently, Srimati Radharani is called Madan Mohan Mohini, the enchanter of Cupid. So, Radhe Radhe. There is a bhajan. It's actually Lord Shiva that sings it to Srimati Radharani, actually. And at the moment, I can't text it to you. Can any of you accept AirDrop by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm putting it. Okay. Oh, let's see.
I got something.
Even in the morning, like what you were saying about the villages having their fake transcendental
Yeah.
flights. When they're like they fall asleep in the forest, according to like the pastime, the transcendental.
I tried to email
So
it to
there's
you.
some birds they love Krishna more than Radha, and there's some birds that love Radha more than Krishna, and they start fighting about like that's how their bird songs start in the morning. Radha, Radha. They start going back and forth.
So the birds
Yeah.
begin the competition.
What email?
It's I guess Nancy. Can I just
So sweet.
borrow that for just a second? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna open, can you open to a browser?
She doesn't want to like startle him.
Right.
And one of the monkeys that was hanging around there loves her so much, so she understands.
I'm gonna find it
Like,
real
she's, like,
quick, then I'm gonna
distressed,
ask you to
doesn't know
share
what
with
to do, and tries
everybody.
to help.
Sure.
So she made a really loud sound, and that woke Krishna.
It's so sweet. I think a monkey was one of her pets too.
Yes, that's true. Definitely. Can you please share this with the group for the text?
Sure.
Appreciate that. I wanted to share a bhajan with everyone. It's one of my favorite bhajans, and I think it would be great
I
for all
don't
of us
have
to follow.
any of your contact either, so
Oh, sure, I can give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, send it to me through Sai
Mm-hmm.
so we can have.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely have to add
Yes.
her
Okay.
to our
I
group.
think I sent it to everybody. So. Yep.
Monindra Vrindavandite, that
It's
one.
okay, I don't need to look at it, I could just listen.
Okay.
I don't have my phone either, so
Oh
it's
dear.
okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
listen.
I wanted to sing it. I wanted everyone to follow, but is that okay? Is everyone okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to start. Munindra Vrindavandite Triloka Shoka Harini Prasanna Vaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilasini Brajendra Bhanu Nandini Brajendra Sunu Sangate Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Ashoka Vriksha Vallari Vitana Mandapastite Pravala Vala Pallava Prabhanu Rangri Komale Varabhaya Spurat Kare Prabhuta Sampadalaye Kadakari Shasi Haman Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Anangaranga Mangala Prasanga Bangura Bruvam Sabibramam Sabramamam Driganta Bana Patanai Nirantaram Vasikrita Pratiti Nanda Nandane Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe Mukha Prabha Parasta Koti Shara Dendu Mandale Vichitra Chitra Sansharach Chakora Shavalochane Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Madon Madati Yovane Pramoda Manda Mandite Prihanura Garanjite Kalavilasa Pandite Ananya Dhanya Kunja Rajya Kamakeli Kovide Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Ashesha Hava Bhavadira Hira Hara Bhushite Prabhuta Shata Kumbha Kumbhi Kumbha Shustani Prashasta Manda Hasya Churna Purna Sokya Sagare Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Mirnala Vala Vallari Taranga Ranga Durlate Latagra Lasya Lola Nila Lochana Valokale Glala Lulan Milan Manogya Mugda Mohanashrite Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Suvarna Mali Kanchita Trireka Kambu Kantage Trisutta Mangali Guna Triratna Dipti Diditi Salola Nila Kuntala Prasuna Gucha Kumpite Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam Tamba Bimba Lamba Mana Pushpa Mekala Guna Prashasta Ratna Kinkini Kalapa Madhya Manjule Karindra Sunda Dandika Varoha Sobagora Ke Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Aneka Mantra Nada Manju Nupura Ravaskalat Samaja Raja Hamsa Vamsa Nikvanati Gaurave Vilola Hema Vallari Vidambi Charu Chankrame Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padma Jarchite Himadrija Pulomaja Virinchija Vara Prade Aparasidi Ridi Digda Sat Padan Gulina Ke Kadakari Shasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajanam Maheshvari, Kriyeshvari, Swadeshvari, Suryeshvari, Triveda Bharatishvari, Pramana, Shasaneshvari, Rameshvari, Sameshvari, Pramoda, Kananeshvari, Vrajeshvari, Vrajadipe, Shriradike, Namostute, Iti mamadbhutam stavam nishamya bhanu nandini karotu santatanjanam kripa katakshabhajanam bhavet tadaiva sanchita trirupa karmanashanam bhavet tada vrajendra sunu mandala praveshanam kada karisha sihamam kripa katakshabhajanam.
And then the translation's under it.
Yeah.
So the translation, I was like kind of going through it. So this is from Shiva to Radharani.
Yes. In reverence, yeah. We can take turns reading them together if you like.
Yeah, I don't think
The
we're done.
translation?
Yeah, it's like kind of long. It's already 9:43, but
It's in Radhika sang it this morning in the lecture I sent you guys, and he like did
Broke it
2 in
down?
Sanskrit and then read it in English. He's like, it's good
okay.
for you to know what we're chanting.
It's,
Yeah,
that
you-
is true.
That was this one?
Very
Yeah.
true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also in that,
you have the translation when you go to the bottom.
they showed like at the Bhaktivedanta Manor some of the offerings that they were making to Radharani, and the cakes were freaking mind blowing. Like one cake just had flowers piped as a garland going across the cake. Another one was like a cloth with a mridanga and kartals and musical notes and a harmonium.
That was
And
the cake?
These were cakes. Like those things were made with like fondant or things you
Right,
could mold. And the other things were like, there was a cake with the boat that the gopis are on for the Rasa Leela dance, and you could see the gopis and Krishna. I mean, there's a way to like photo project things.
Yeah.
And they were amazing cakes.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
really pretty.
Where was this they were making?
At the Bhaktivedanta Manor
Where is that?
in England.
Speaking of boats, in 2 Sundays from now, they're going to have the boat festival. at
Oh,
Bhakti
that's when it
Center.
is?
Yeah,
What's
it-
that date? 2 Sundays? Oh,
September 14th.
yeah. That's
What
when
did they do, like a little pond?
Yeah, I mean, they put a pond on the roof, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at the Bhakti Center?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and everyone gets a chance to push the boat a little
Oh.
bit.
So it's like a little boat.
You know, I'm probably a little bigger than what you
Yeah.
represented, but yeah. Not
Nice.
they're not putting like the big deities in
Yeah.
the temple in there. But yeah, the Shota deities.
All the times I've been to New Vrindavan, I never saw the boat.
Yeah.
I
We were
saw-
supposed to see it when we were there.
Yeah,
I
and then
never
it rained
saw
that
it.
night.
Yeah.
I've always like waiting.
This whole
and
summer I
waiting and
wanted to
waiting.
go, and it's like, I can't.
I know,
How far of a
right?
drive is that from here?
It's like,
Quite a while.
Like
huh?
15 hours.
it's really long.
Yeah, if you're me, it
Sorry.
could take you all
If you
2
go to
days to
Ohio
get
first.
to get lost,
Oh, goodness.
I
and
think
you end up in
It's 8 to 10
Ohio.
hours, depending on how you drive.
it's true. Yeah, at
And
least 8 hours. Yeah.
Jake's driving from Utah to Colorado.